K.T. Ramarao Garu, Honorable Minister for Industries, Commerce, IT, MA and UD, Public Enterprises, Sugars, Mines and Geology, NRI Affairs, Government of Telangana. Arvind Kumar Garu, IAS, Principal Secretary, Industries, including major contributions from foreign investors. In this context, I strongly feel that the Make in India initiative is critical and needs to be supplemented by all the federal states with attractive policies and doing away with the cumbersome procedures. On a regional perspective, South India has been a major driver of growth in India, contributing to over 23% of India's GDP and 30% of the employment. Together, the southern regional states represent a GDP of $300 billion, which is behind the top 30 economies of the world, out of which manufacturing sectors like textiles, auto and auto components, and advanced industries include construction equipment, aerospace and defense contribute 30, 28 and $6 billion respectively. I also like to place on record the proactiveness shown by the Honorable Minister, Mr. K.T. Ramarao Garu, on positioning the state of Telangana as the go-to destination for investments. Sir, you have actively sought meetings with domestic and international leaders to talk about, represent, and I sit on the National Council of CII also. And when we go to different regions and have our meetings, the first topic comes about is Telangana only, and the progressive policies the Telangana government has implemented. And the brand that has built through these policies is going a long way, setting the benchmark for India today. We thank you, sir, for all these proactive approaches your government has taken. And the focus sectors identified by the state as part of the industrial policy already has a footprint in the state, and the investments flowing in reinforces the state's capacity to create a climate that encourages growth. CII looks forward to working with you, sir, to ensure the success of Make in Telangana initiative. And at the same time, I like to commend the Principal Secretary also, Mr. Arvind Kumar, who has been closely working with the industry, and he's been quite proactive and able to address all the issues which the industry take forward to him. Over several years, CII has focused on increasing the competitiveness of Indian industry. This has led to several changes in the way industry has functioned. Just to give you a short brief, the quality movement that CII started in the late 80s saw industrial standards in quality being introduced and practiced. This led to the creation of the CII Center of Excellence called the Institute of Quality in Bangalore. We initiated MSME clusters and advocated Quality Six Sigma, 5S, Kaizen and other manufacturing practices to revamp the manufacturing sector growth. And the Center of Excellence in Chandigarh focuses on the competitiveness building for micro and small industries. From there, CII went on to create awareness on sustainable practices, which focused on energy efficiency, waste management, etc. I am happy to say that the CII Center of Excellence, the Green Business Center in Hyderabad, was started with a focus on sustainable practices and has become the premier agency in the country to give green certification, conduct energy and water audits, and focus on renewable energy. The next step was to encourage members in the concept of competitiveness. Here the focus is on advocating factors, policies, and institutions that determine and encourage sustainable and inclusive growth in the region and the country. To get back to our efforts in manufacturing sector, CII has been working with the state governments extensively on improving the ease of doing business, not only for new businesses but the existing businesses also, with the governments on and help in attracting not only foreign investments but also encourage existing businesses to invest in India. CII set up a committee at national, regional, and state levels to address the issue of governance and improving the ease of business, particularly in the states and in the country as a whole. Let me put forth a few thoughts on improving ease of business, ease of doing business in India. Use of technology. Telangana state has been a leader in the use of technology to facilitate investments and processes. A significant improvement in efficiency, transparency, and governance has been brought in by large-scale adoption of technology in government. Risk profiling. There is a need for risk profiling of industry sectors for differential exemption regime. For example, in case of Punjab, a set of 131 types have been identified as low risk and therefore exempted from obtaining Pollution Control Board approvals. Also, it is suggested to create a negative list of industries for strict approvals having social, environmental, and economic implications. Land regulation. It is recommended to have a pre-existing regulatory mechanism for specific land zones. This would involve identification of specific industrial areas, estates wherein no approval shall be required for setting up a business. Such industrial areas would therefore be readily available for setting up of businesses. Simplification of approval mechanisms, streamlining investment approvals, and provision of utilities. It is suggested to implement effective single window mechanisms and legislations that ensure time-bound government service delivery. Here again, the TS IPAS has been designed to serve as a true single window for new investments. Faster dispute resolutions. Efficient and effective enforcement of law is critical to effect scalable improvement in ease of doing business. It is suggested that the government should consider e-enablement of all courts to make commercial dispute resolution quicker and more efficient. And just in the morning when we had a meeting with the minister, he was talking about Telangana will be first in the country to take up the revival of sick units. And they are working on a scheme there. And they've been working with the government, including the Reserve Bank of India, to see how we can revive the sick units. Other steps that need to be taken to promote manufacturing sectors are infrastructure. Infrastructure sets the framework in which all economic activity takes place. It is important to identify and fast track the infrastructure projects that will have highest impact. Skill development. Skill development facilities have to be scaled up by addressing curriculum and infrastructure as well as accreditation and teacher training. It should be readily available in all panchayats. Innovation. Industry is always on the edge of new technology. Government, academia, and industry should bring out a clear technology agenda, an investment plan for process innovation, product innovation, business model innovation, and new technology innovation. In this context, we had a discussion with the minister today because previously we had the Andhra Pradesh Technology Development Center, and that center has to be redesigned now, and we are proposing an innovation center in Telangana, jointly working with the government. And quality and standards, adequate testing laboratories and certification and training bodies are required at key industrial centers. Encourage industrial bodies to set up institutes of quality in all estates, empowered to provide certification and training to meet global benchmarks. Sustainable development. There is a huge opportunity in green products and technologies which Indian companies can tap. In the end, I must say that ease of doing business is the most important aspect for economic growth in the globalized context, and CII has formulated a clear-cut action plan to ensure ease of doing business, including existing businesses also. Over the past few months, CII has been working with the government of Telangana to bring more national and international players to strengthen manufacturing and globally market Telangana as the ideal destination for investment for manufacturing.